Come on, butters. Happy Sunday. I wanted to show y'all this clip between a conversation on the Lex Friedman podcast when he was having a conversation with Donald Hoffman, right? A brilliant cognitive scientist who I feel is onto something. Check it out. Let me know what y'all think. Beautiful souls.
Where they've created conscious entities. So you have the hard problem of consciousness, right? The standard hard problem. How could a computer simulation create a consciousness, which isn't explained by that simulation theory? But then the idea is that the next level, the entities that are created in the first level simulation then can write their own simulations, and you get this nesting. So the idea that this is a simulation is fine, but the idea that it starts with a physicalist base, I think, isn't fine.
Well, there's different properties here. The partial rendering. I mean, to me, that's the interesting idea. Is not whether the entirety of the universe is simulated, but how efficiently can you create interfaces that are convincing to all other entities that can appreciate such interfaces. How little does it take? Because you said like partial rendering or like temporal, ephemeral rendering of stuff. Only render the tree falling in the forest when there's somebody there to see it. It's interesting to think, how can you do that super efficiently without having to render everything? And that to me is one perspective on the simulation, just like it is with video games.
Right.
Where a video game doesn't have to render every single thing. It's just the thing that the observer is looking at.
Right. There is actually, that's a very nice question. And there's whole groups of researchers that are actually studying in virtual reality what is the sort of the minimal requirements on this system. How does it have to operate to give you an immersion experience, to give you the feeling that you have a body, to get you to take it real. And there's actually a lot of really good work on that right now. And it turns out it doesn't take that much. You do need to get the perception action loop tight, and you have to give them the perceptions that they're expecting if you want them to. But if you can lead them along, if you give them perceptions that are close to what they're expecting, you can then maybe move their reality around a bit.
Yeah, it's a tricky engineering problem, especially when you're trying to create a product that costs little, but it feels like an engineering problem, not a deeply scientific problem. Or meaning, obviously, it's a scientific problem, but as a scientific problem, it's not that difficult to trick us, descendants of apes.
But here's a case for just us in our own. If this is a virtual reality that we're experiencing right now. So here's something you can try for yourself. If you just close your eyes and look at your experience in front of you, to be aware of your experience in front of you, what you experience is just like a mottled dark gray. But there's some dynamics to it, but it's just dark gray. But now I ask you, instead of having your attention forward, put your attention backward. What is it like behind you with your eyes closed? And there, it's like nothing. It's real. So what is going on here? What am I experiencing back there? Right.
Well, it's I don't know if it's nothing. It's like, I guess it's the absence of. It's not even like darkness or something.
It's not even darkness. There's no qualia to it, and yet there is a sense of being, and that's the interesting thing. Yeah. There's a sense of being back. So I close my. I put my attention forward. I have the qualia of a gray model thing. But when I put my attention backward, there's no qualia at all. But there is a sense of being.
Yeah. I personally, now you haven't been to that side of the room. I have been to that side of the room. So for me, memories, I start playing the engine of memory replay, which is like, I take myself back in time and think about that place where I was hanging out in that part. And that's what I see when I'm behind. So that's an interesting quirk of humans too. We're collecting these experiences and we can replay them in interesting ways whenever we feel like it. And it's almost like being there, but not really, but almost.
That's right. And yet we can go our entire lives in this. You're talking about the minimal thing for VR. We can go our entire lives and not realize that all of my life, it's been like nothing behind me.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're not even aware that all of our lives, if you just pay attention, close your eyes, pay attention to what's behind me, we're like, oh, holy smoke. It's sort of scary. I mean, it's like nothing. There's no
Yeah.
quality there at all. How did I not notice that my entire life? We're so immersed in the simulation, we buy it so much.
Yeah. I mean, you could see this with children, right? Though with persistence, you could do the peekaboo game. You can hide from them and appear, and they're fully tricked. And in the same way, we're fully tricked. There's nothing behind us, and we assume there is. And that's really interesting.
Whoa. Did that resonate? Let me know, you guys. Let me know. The age of information, the great awakening. It's here, and you're a part of it. I love you guys. Coco says, well, she don't say much because words are just blah, blah, blah. Love y'all. See y'all soon.